Hi, my name is Kat Standish, and for the past 2 weeks I have been writing a novel, because November is National Novel Writing Month. For those of you who are not aware of what that is, NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, is something where you basically are striving to write 50,000 words over the course of a 30-day period. It gives you a strong motivation to just sit down and write. Just write, not edit, just write that story that's in your head. And it's pretty much international. There are people all across the world who do this. They spend the month of November pounding out their dream, getting a story out of their head, and striving to make it happen. Today is November 14th, and I finished my task today. I hit 50,216 words. My story's not completely done. I probably have another 1,000 to 1,500 words left to complete it. But I'm very proud of the fact that I have finished this task because, to be perfectly honest, I didn't think I could do it. I have a friend who has done NaNoWriMo for 5 years. The past 5 years. She's actually taking this year off. And she's won it for 5 years. And ever since I first heard about it, I wanted to do it. But I've never been able to because November's been very busy for me. And plus, when you combine that with the fact that I didn't really believe I could do it, taking time during a very busy time and sitting down and writing has been one of those things that I've been very afraid to do. And so this year I wasn't busy in November and I decided I'm going to do it. I'm just going to stop talking about it and I'm actually going to do it. And I was going to write this pretty much an anthology of short stories. And on October 31st, the day before NaNoWriMo, I remembered I had this story. It was a novel idea that I had when I was 17 years old, and I went so far as to write preliminary scene descriptions, an outline, character sketches, and I did all the work that I could up front. I hadn't done any of the research to it, and there's actually some research that will need to be accomplished for this thing. But I never really sat down and wrote this story. I just wrote the outline. Something always stopped me, and I don't know what it was. I guess fear of not being able to do it. So this year, on October 31st, I remembered this outline. Like I said, this was a story I had conceived when I was 17. I wrote on all that stuff, and I kept this notebook. Every time I cleaned my house, I would set it off to the side and think about throwing it away, and then something would always prevent me from doing so, so I'd put it back. And I changed my story tack the day before Nano started, found this outline in like 3 minutes flat once I remembered I wanted to do it, and it's been a really strong outline. It's carried me through the entire month. There have been a few changes, a few surprises. I had characters pop up that I didn't know existed. My main character changed in the middle of the story, which is kind of cool. Had a few plot developments that I wasn't expecting. And that's kind of the whole point of this exercise is until you write the story, you don't know what it is. And until you write the story, you can't edit it, and you can't make it stronger. So right now, my story's a piece of crap, because NaNoWriMo is about quantity, not quality. But I also feel like I have the kernel of a really good story in there, and all I have to do is edit and research. And I do feel like the hardest part of NaNoWriMo has not yet occurred, but it's motivated me to get off the websites, get off everywhere else, and actually write down the story that I've always wanted to tell. And it's also shown me that you can take any task, and if you break it down into accomplishable bits, 1,600 words a day, that's not a lot. That's less than most of your college papers. Heck, it's less than most of your high school papers. So it's not a whole lot of writing. It's just taking it day by day, little bit by little bit, and not worrying about cleaning up the ugly bits and tying all the loose ends until you're in the next phase, which is the editing phase. So it does teach that, you can do anything if you take it in the right perspective, if you recognize that small steps get you there as opposed to jumping over, tall buildings in a single bound, which is what most of us, I think, try to do when we try to write our stories. We think that it should come out of our head perfectly formed onto the page, and when it doesn't, we get discouraged and we stop writing. So thank you to NaNoWriMo for giving me something that I didn't know, and I'm also very proud of the fact that I actually have written a story that was as long as I have, if this one is, and I didn't really believe I could do it. 2 weeks ago, I thought I was going to fail. And today, I'm standing here, having written 50,000 words. Bye!